Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooke. I am the host of this podcast, Banter with Brooke. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can see from the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be talking about toxic relationships. But before we get into that, I do want to start off this camera. Okay. I do want to start off by just letting you guys know that there's still going to be a podcast next week, but there's not going to be another kind of video. And this will only be my third time missing because I missed like the week of Thanksgiving because I had so much going on, and then I missed another week. But this week there will not be a video going up, only a podcast on Saturday. I have been teasing in a couple of past videos that I'm going somewhere soon and you guys will find out. Well, that is why there will not be a video, is because I'm going somewhere and you guys will see. If you want to see ahead of time before my YouTube video comes out, go follow my Banter with Brooke TikTok account, which is always linked in the description if you want to get a little heads up of where we're going. But I'm going to be vlogging the whole thing. I don't want to give any hints, but just know it's going to be a banger video. And that is why I will not be uploading a video, because I will be gone vlogging that for you guys. So I'm so sorry to miss, but you will still get a podcast, so don't you worry. And another thing I wanted to touch on before I started is anxiety that I've been having recently. You guys know I've talked about multiple episodes, my anxiety that I have had ever since I was a child. And I've been kind of in a funk ever since my dog Jake passed away. And the past like 3 days, I've been just a little anxious, like not really wanting to leave the house, or I don't know, just a bunch of different things. Sorry, one second. I have a lava lamp that I turn on, but sometimes it's not even in the camera, so I just turned it off because I have the camera facing more towards me. Anyway, though, I also have ADHD, clearly, because I can't focus on literally anything. Like, I was in the middle of speaking and I decided to turn the lava lamp off. Like, that was not necessary. But I don't know why I wanted to touch on this, just to update you guys on my life, I guess. And if you're feeling the same way, I think it's important for me to tell you guys that you're not alone and that things like this happen and life comes in waves and you'll feel good and you'll feel bad. I've also been really stressed out because I am going somewhere, and I usually like to post like TikTok clips and shorts and stuff, and I'm behind on multiple videos. So I wanted to catch up on that before I left, and that's not going to happen. I need to clean my room and clean my basement. I still need to pre-film and edit the podcast for you guys. I have to work. I have a graduation party to go to, and I'm filming this. So you're seeing this on Saturday, and I leave on Wednesday. And I work Saturday all day. Then I go to my friend's grad party after that. Then I need to edit this podcast and upload it. Then I also need to find time to pre-film and edit and schedule to upload the other podcast. And then I need to, because my birthday is coming up. My birthday is next Sunday, the 22nd of June. And so that's why I want to get this other podcast pre-filmed and edited. I need to clean my room. I need to just I need to pack. I need to do a bunch of random stuff that you guys don't honestly care about. But I have been very stressed because of all that. Plus just the normal anxiety, the things that I'm always anxious about. Plus, I really miss my dog and I've just been in a funk. So, whatever. I mean, it's not whatever, but I'm not going to let anything stop me from like living my life. The thing I'm really most stressed about is catching up on clips because I've been so behind. But it's so hard when I work another job. My friends want to hang out with me. It's summer break. I want to spend time outside doing fun things. You know what I mean? Which none of it is an excuse. And I know if I want to get it done, I can get it done. But, and I will eventually get caught up for sure. But that's just a couple things that I've been anxious about recently. But just know if you're feeling anxious, everything's fine. It's only temporary. And I'm so excited for this trip and for you guys to see the content from this trip. But anyway, now let's get into this episode's topic, which is toxic people. And I want to talk about toxic relationships with friends and also romantic relationships. I don't have experience in the romantic relationship side of it, but I do have experience with the friendship. I've had many toxic friends. And I mean, I guess like there was a toxic, like one sided thing I had going on. Like, I really liked this person and they knew that and they would kind of take advantage of me in a sense because they would manipulate me. And that was a very toxic relationship. I didn't realize until I was out of it and I was like, oh my gosh. But I also have people around me, like friends and whatever, that have had experience with the toxic romantic relationship side of things. And I'm obviously not going to touch on personal details or anything of my friends' experiences because that's their experience. It's not mine to tell. But it just, in general, I can say that I can talk about this topic because I've seen things firsthand, heard things firsthand, and I've also experienced toxic friendships. So, toxic people, I wrote down like they love a lot of okay. I'm filming this at like 11 at night, so cut me some slack for the yawns today. But toxic people, first of all, I wrote down what makes someone toxic. And in my opinion, it is lack of empathy for sure. People who lack empathy really do scare me, and I don't want to be around them. I also think I am very just far the other way. Like, I am a true empath. Like, I am so empathetic to the point where, like, I'll just randomly start crying just thinking about, like, if I feel bad for somebody, even though they'll be perfectly fine. Oh, that was loud. Or let me know if you guys ever think about this, and I don't know why I do. Sometimes I go out of body and feel bad for myself. Like, I'll just be watching myself, like, even like on my own YouTube videos or like in the mirror, and I just like get so sad for myself, even though like I feel like I'm fine, but I just want to like go out of body and give myself a hug. Like, I wish I could just tell myself. I mean, I do tell myself in my head, and people do tell me, like my family members and friends are like, I'm proud. Like, people tell me that they're proud of me and they love me, whatever, but like, I still feel bad for myself sometimes. Like, I just not even feel, I don't know how to explain it. If you guys are empathetic and are empaths, you'll know the feeling I'm talking about when you just look at somebody and like, you just get sad. And I just want to tell myself, like, I love you and you're amazing and whatever. But I think lack of empathy makes someone toxic. I think constant criticism. There is nothing worse than a fucking bitch who always just has something to say, like, oh, that outfit is just not cute. Or, oh, why are you like doing whatever? Say you're like, literally could be the smallest thing. You literally be like, you're eating something and they'll be like, why are you eating like that? Or you're going to eat all of that? Or like, just anything. Oh, you think Legos are cool. Oh, like just people who just like need to put you down to get some type of like personal gain or like satisfaction. I don't really know, but those people are weird. Well, they're toxic is what they are, but oh, this is the biggest one. What makes someone toxic? So far we got lack of empathy, constant criticism. Next one is manipulation. I can't stand a manipulative, like, I've had so many experiences with manipulative people, and so many people around me have had experiences with manipulative people. And you know what's crazy to me is I really do try and be so understanding and like put myself into other people's shoes. And I will 1000% always take accountability when I do something wrong. But like, I would never and could never treat people the way that some people have treated me, or I've seen people like treat my friends and family. Like, how? And I know it's not just me or my friend, like, there, everybody in the world deals with toxic people and horrible people. But it's like, how can you live with yourself and treat somebody like that or act like that? Or like, I literally feel so bad and guilty all the time when I upset somebody else, or I feel like I did something wrong, or like made a mistake at work, or like I feel bad when I make a mistake at work, like a small little mistake, let alone people are out here left and right cheating on their significant others, being pathological liars, just going around lying about everything and lying to everybody, just manipulating people, like, and they just are fine. Like, that's just how they live their life. And I physically cannot comprehend that. Like, how do people live with themselves treating people like that? And last thing I wrote down for what makes someone toxic is they create drama and conflict for no reason. Like I said, they just either they'll like throw other people under the bus to like make drama. Like when I first started working at my old job, there was so much drama and conflict. And this one girl was like talking badly about this other girl to me, but then she was going and talking badly about, let me give them fake names, okay? Let's say Jenny and Marissa. So Jenny would be talking shit about Marissa to me, and then Jenny would be talking shit about me to Marissa, but then Jenny would go to Marissa and say I was talking shit about her, and she'd go to me and saying that Marissa was talking shit about me. So it was just this whole like triangle, and Jenny is a manipulative, crazy, psychopath, pathological liar bitch. And so obviously she would fall under the category of toxic people. And those, like, yeah, because why are you just creating all this drama? Like, she was the one talking shit about each of us to each other and then going to the other person and saying that we were talking bad. It's just like, you are starting conflict and drama for no reason at all. But another couple of things I wrote down that toxic people do is they gaslight, they're jealous, they're controlling, and they're degrading. Degrading goes along with constant criticism, like just constantly putting you down, making you feel less than, making you feel ugly, making you feel dumb. And like that is just gross, gross, gross. And if you guys are dealing with that right now, any of you, that is not how friends are supposed to treat you. Friends are supposed to uplift you, support you, make you feel good about yourself. Anybody like that who just is constantly criticizing and degrading everything you do is gross. Those people are gross and miserable, and you just have to remember to tell yourself that it's all a projection of their own problems onto you. and they just have such big egos that they think they're just better than everyone else and they just have to like put you down. But just never stoop to their level. Never fighting fire with fire is not ever a good solution. Actually, something else I wrote down was to kill them with kindness, because just being nice always wins. Love always wins. Just be kind. You never know what kind of day somebody's having, and there's just no reason to fight toxic people with being toxic right back, because what is that going to help? Like, that actually is just going to continue to snowball and grow into just a more and more toxic situation. So, also another ADHD thought, these nails, you guys, I've had for so long. They're so grown out. My thumb is literally broken off. This thumb is completely off. But I am going to get my nails done for this trip that I'm going on. But they will not be done before I film, like pre film my episode. So you guys will have to check out my Banter with Brooke TikTok account, because I always do like little nail transition videos. So you will see the new nails, which will also be a hint to where I'm going. Anyway, back to the topic now. Don't degrade somebody back. Don't make fun of someone or criticize them back if they're toxic and horrible to you, because that's just fighting fire with fire, and you need to kill them with kindness. But the controlling and the jealousy, like, that is literally my number one thing I cannot deal with. Like, I cannot stand, especially like people that I know that are in romantic relationships. A lot of people I know, their romantic partner is so toxic and controlling and jealous. Like, literally, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Just so over the top jealous. And again, I really try and put myself in other people's shoes, but I am just very not a jealous person. And so, like, or controlling, like, I want my partner to feel they can do whatever they want. Like, I feel like when people get into relationships, a lot of the time they make it their whole life. And I want it to be like we're separate, but we add to each other's lives. We're not like all that we are is each other's lives. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to spend every single day. I mean, obviously, when we like get married and stuff, but even when we're married, honestly, I still want to go off and have my own time and do my own things. And I want to be my own person. I don't want to have to spend every single minute of every day with you. I want to be able to flourish on my own, and I want my partner to flourish on their own, and then we help and support each other. And I feel like when people are controlling, that's when it leads to, when somebody in the relationship is controlling, that's when it leads to them spending every single day together, because the person who's being controlled is, that's their only way a lot of the time, even though the controller still is acting a fool even if they spend every day together. But that's besides the point. The person who's getting controlled wants to spend more time with that person so they can feel more trusted. I feel like I'm wording this wrong. Like, the person who is doing the controlling makes the other person feel bad, so then this other person in the relationship will spend more time with them so they can feel like more trusted. And because I feel like, especially the jealousy, I feel like people are just like, you can't do this, you can't hang out with this person, you can't do this. It's like, what do you mean you can't? Like, what do you mean I can't? Like, you are not my fucking mother, you are not my father, you are not the boss of me. Like, are you my fucking boss? Are you my manager? Like, who the fuck are you to tell me I can't? That is just absolutely unacceptable. And the gaslighting too, um literally gaslighting is just like making someone feel bad. Like if you say, if I were to tell someone like that really hurt my feelings what you did and whatever, you would expect someone to be like, oh, I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Over gaslighting would be literally, what are you talking about, like you're crazy, I didn't even do that, like I didn't even hurt your feelings, like why are you just being so emotional, like just completely dismissing you and trying to flip it onto you. That is gaslighting. And I really want to tell you guys like more examples of like my personal things. But even though these people were like horrible to me, I still feel like the urge to protect them for some reason. And that is a whole nother like manipulation factor of it, is because like even when you get out of toxic relationships, when you loved somebody at one point, at least for me, like even these people who were toxic and horrible to me, I will always like have a place for them in my heart, even though we are not like friends. I mean, like we're on like, I'm on civil terms with everybody. Like we're all fine. Like if I see people in public, I'm like, hello. But like these people used to be people I was like severely, severely close with. And so even though I'm not anymore, and even though they did horrible things to me, part of it is the manipulation. Like I was so manipulated, and it was like there'd be a lot of bad times and they'd be like, oh, whatever. And then the good times felt so good. Whatever. That is also part of manipulation. So don't feel bad, or because I sometimes do feel bad about myself. I'm like, why do I still care about this person? Why do I still let myself like feel these like good feelings towards them still, even though they were so horrible to me and horrible to other people? But just try not to feel guilty. And that just shows that like you have a big heart, because like, well, and also another thing is important. Two things can be true at the same time, right? Like I can still care about them as people and wish them well, while also acknowledging what they did to me and other people in the past, and still be upset and have those feelings towards them as well. Like both can be true at the same time. And that's something that I always try and tell myself. And if you guys are again in the same predicament, just know that it's okay to still care about people even if they are toxic. But again, caring about them you can also do from afar. Like I'm glad I'm not like super close with these people anymore, but I still wish them all well from afar. Let's see what else we got. Another thing I wrote is do not let people walk all over you. And that is something that I really struggled with, especially in high school. I was such a people pleaser. Like literally, I was such a I don't know if this is the right word, but like a shell of a human being, because all I ever did was for anybody else. Like I put my mental health and my well-being like literally at the fucking bottom of my priority list, and everything else was to just please everyone else. And in return, I got just completely walked all over and taken advantage of, and taking advantage of my kindness. People just treating me however they wanted because they knew they could get away with it. That's another thing about toxic, narcissistic. I don't know if everybody who's toxic is narcissistic, but everybody who is narcissistic is toxic. And I would say that people that I've dealt with would definitely fall under narcissistic. And narcissistic people, they they find people who are people pleasers and are easy to take advantage of and walk all over, and they will treat those people like shit and then manipulate them because they know that those are easy targets to manipulate. So, yeah. Anyway, where did I leave off? Oh, yeah. Don't let people walk all over you. Just stand up for yourself. Just don't put yourself first. Don't let people tell you what to do or how to be or take advantage of your kindness. Another thing is I already said this, but toxic people usually lack self-awareness and accountability. People who are toxic will not want to admit or controlling. They a lot of times, sometimes they will, but even when they do, actually, sometimes they'll be like, because what do the people say? Like saying sorry without change is just manipulation. I'm pretty sure is what they say. Because sure, they'll say like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just have trust issues or I just had a bad week or whatever the excuse may be." But then they're not truly sorry because guess what? Then they'll go and do it again couple days, couple weeks later. "Oh, I'm sorry this, I'm sorry that." And it's like, you're not sorry because you wouldn't keep doing it. Also, what, you have a bad week every week? And if that's the case, that's not my fucking responsibility. If I have a horrible week, like I just said, I'm so stressed out right now about everything I have going on. My dog just passed away. I have all these things to do, and I would never treat somebody that I love, my friends or family, anything like that. Like, because most of the time it's close friends or a romantic partner who I'm mainly talking about with these toxic relationships. And it's like, your romantic partner is supposed to be like your number one supporter, your rock, your everything. And it's like, how are you going to, like, if you have a bad week every week and you're just treating somebody like that, okay, then leave, because that's not your responsibility to deal with your partner's bad week or trust issues. Like, unless you're like a teenager, then teenagers, like, I mean, it's still not an excuse to like treat people like shit, but like, especially at the stage of life I'm in right now, it's like we are literally grown adults. If you have trust issues or if you're having a bad day, whatever, like, that's your responsibility to figure it out. Like, do not put that onto me or to anybody else you love, because that is so unfair to treat people like shit because you're in a bad mood, or like, it's just weird. Like, I've had a bad fucking week. Shit. I've had literally like, and I just would never use that as an excuse to treat. And again, if it's every once in a while, like genuinely, like you just feel like the world's crumbling, you're horribly stressed out and like you yell at somebody, whatever, and you really like, but I'm talking about these toxic people who make it like a weekly, monthly, sometimes even daily thing when they just constantly excuse or try to justify their horrible behavior. And that is just not okay. And then there's the other half. So either they pretend to have accountability and they say, "I'm sorry," and they do it again, or they don't have self awareness and accountability and they gaslight, like I said earlier, and they'll just reflect it back onto you and be like, "What are you even talking about? That didn't even happen." Just not even taking accountability, just being like, you're the one in the wrong. They'll find something to get mad at you about, and they just will not admit that they're wrong. And another thing I wrote down is to put love and effort into yourself, because you do not need these toxic people in your life to make you feel, because I've been there, trust me, like when you're being manipulated and you have the lows and you have the highs, like it makes the relationship so much more intense, and like you just yearn for the high, like the good, because the good moments are so good and you just yearn for those. So even through the bad, you're like, we'll move past it, or like you just want to please them so bad. At least for me, I'll speak from my experience. I just wanted to please them so bad that I would literally be like I'm not even joking. My waking thoughts each morning and my thoughts right before I went to sleep were this person. Every decision I ever made was with this person in mind. Will this upset them? Will this make them happy? How are they going to react if I do this? Like, I genuinely was not living for myself. And I'm so happy that I am out of that and can realize that now. And you just need to put that love and the effort that you're putting into these toxic people into yourself, because then it will help you realize how much. Okay, sorry about that brief intermission. My mom had to tell me something. Another added stress. My mom just told me that she's bringing my grandpa to the ER right now. He is literally completely fine. I know he's going to be fine, but he's just had a sore neck for the past couple days and it's been hurting. So, but of course that makes me worried. But nothing I can do about it. So, anyway, back to the topic. Don't put that energy and love and effort into those toxic people. Just support yourself, love yourself, and everything will be completely all right. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying now. I'm literally just nervous about my grandpa. Besides the point. How to defend yourself is the next thing I wrote down. How to defend yourself against these toxic people, because it is not fun being like, oh, I was saying how I literally just put everything I cared about was this person and I only was living my life for them. And that is no way to live. Like, I feel so sad for that version of myself that happened to. But I wrote down these points: how to defend yourself against these toxic people. And the first one is setting boundaries. And I did do a podcast episode, a separate one, about setting boundaries and how important that is. So if you guys want to watch that, I'll put the card up there somewhere and you guys can click that episode. But setting boundaries is super important, especially with these horrible people, because they will try to make you feel crazy or just degrade you and make you feel. So to set these boundaries in place, to be like, this is not acceptable. If you do this, just clear and concise boundaries. If you do this, then we will not be, this cannot keep continuing. And if they don't respect your boundaries, then you got to get rid of that friend or that partner. Next one is to know when to walk away. Again, I do truly believe that people can grow and change, but only if they want to. And a lot of times with these toxic people, again, they aren't self-aware and they don't even care or realize that they're in the wrong. So they will not even, they just will not change. But I do believe and know, because I've seen it with my own eyes, and I know myself, I've grown and changed so much. So if you continue to express your boundaries and express that you can't continue being treated this way, and it still continues to happen, you need to know when to walk away. You can't give somebody fucking 10 plus chances. You know what I mean? Like, you can give somebody a first and second chance to stop being toxic and to grow and to change, but you can't keep putting yourself in that scenario time and time again and again. So you need to know when to walk away. Oh my God, my throat was so dry. Next is to seek support, because I'm sure not every relationship in your life is toxic. So seek support from family members, seek support from friends. If you have a therapist, that would be a great option. Just ask people for advice on what to do. Ask people for their opinions, because sometimes I may think like, I like to just know, like, do you think I'm overreacting, or like, do you think I should say this, or which, I mean, at the end of the day, of course, make your own decisions, but it is always nice to bounce ideas off of someone else, especially people that you know really do have your best interest and support you. It is good to seek that support from those people and to get their opinions, and to know that whatever decision you do make, that they will support you. And also, if you are the supporter, you're the friend that the friend who with the toxic thing is going to, just know that you are seen and you are loved as well, because it is exhausting dealing with those type of toxic, or like when a friend comes to you and is like, oh, my boyfriend did this again, and in your head you're just like, break up with him then, like he's a piece of shit. Because I'm in that scenario right now with somebody I know, and I want them to break up so bad because I really do not like this person that they're dating, and I just have to sit here and support them and love them. And it is exhausting being the supportive friend as well. Just know you are seen, and that friend, whether they tell you or not, really, really, really appreciates your advice and you're listening to them. And yeah, seeking support from family and friends is a huge way to, number one, just vent, but two, to sometimes get the courage to leave that toxic friendship or relationship, knowing that you have people supporting you. Next one is to stay calm and detached. Try to, yeah, just stay calm, because a toxic person loves that. Like they want you to get riled up. They want to see that they're affecting you and they're controlling your emotions. They want to know that your mood is going to be based on how they treat you or what they're doing. So if you just stay calm and try to detach yourself emotionally and just be like almost go like out of body and just know, and I know a lot of people do that when they've been in toxic situations for so long. They just like detach, like they're not even there anymore, which is so sad. But staying calm is the more important thing. Just that will help, because that's like even bullies, like, which a toxic person is low-key like a bully, but bullies, like if they see that they're picking on you and it's making you upset, if you like don't give a shit, then usually the bullies will stop, because they're like, oh well, it's not even doing anything. So, and lastly is to focus on the positive relationships in your life. So like I said, focus on the people that support you, your parents, your siblings, your friends, your therapist, the people, your teachers, if you have like nice teachers or counselors, like any adult role models, like focus on the positive, happy relationships in your life. And that will help you, because that, like, now I have such good friendships and such positive, happy relationships. And I'm like, I could never imagine letting myself get treated like that ever again. I just do not have the tolerance for it anymore. And my friends and family are so supportive, so loving, so just amazing. And I feel so grateful and happy to have all of them. And I think when you guys realize how many, like, focus on how many friendships you have that are positive and how many people really do help you out, you'll just realize that you do not have to sit here and get treated like shit by these other people, by these toxic people, because look how much better it feels to get actual good friendship treatment, like to be listened to be cared for, to be, and not just manipulated and degraded and all of that. Nobody wants to feel like that, literally, at all. I'm trying to look if I wrote down anything else. I don't really think so. But As you guys know, I do a little advice segment at the end. And my advice for this episode is to kick those toxic people to the motherfucking curb. Because in the long run, like, I wish I would have kicked out the toxic people or person that I'm talking about sooner. Even though we are civil and on good terms now, I do feel like I wasted so much of my own personal happiness and things I could have been doing caring about this other person's feelings all the time. So I think your life will really start to blossom and benefit yourself when you kick those toxic people out of your life. And again, it all really does depend on each specific scenario. But just remembering, like I said earlier, to know when to walk away, because sometimes if this person's on their eighth chance, you gotta walk away. You know what I mean? You have to put yourself first, and you will feel so much more free and light and happy when you are not bound to the controls of this toxic partner or this toxic friend. And I'm literally speaking from true personal experience. Kicking the toxic people out of your life really makes a huge, huge difference. So, thank you so much for watching this episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, comment down below any podcast topic suggestions or video suggestions. It really, really helps me out when you guys do that, because sometimes it's hard to think of 2 videos every single week. But so yeah, comment down below. The links to my social media accounts are always linked in the description. Make sure to follow my TikTok so you guys can see my nails and my content from my trip that I'm about to go on. And you guys are awesome. I love you all, and I will see you on next Saturday for a podcast. Bye.